Welcome back to this episode. Yes, it's snowing out. I know, it's terrible. In this episode, though, I'm going over some black and white photos and my guide to black and white photography. One of the ones that I'm really proud of, and that's this photo of my friend Jackie J, JJ Sunshine on Instagram. This one, we did a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of fun shooting this. So as always, I shoot everything in color, which is what you should do. And you know, the color version of this looks fantastic as well. But I really loved the black and white look. And we did a few simple, like obviously brought down a lot of the highlights. So I'll bring the shadows back up because we wanted the detail like you see in her hair, and being able to see the differences is in the gradation kind of. Because the blacks are really crushed. And then, yeah, see that. And then what we did, I know we did a lot with the blues in the initial image. Because that tones down the blues of the skies up here. And then tones down, like the lake is supposed to be blue. And here is one that we're actually going to bring into Photoshop. And I'll show you why. Because if I wanted to do this just in black and white, it would be a lot different in here than it would be in Photoshop. So in Lightroom itself, you've got this black and white option right there. And that'll do a good job, but I think it's a little too it's a little too bright, and I want to bring down the red right here. But the problem will be if I just bring down the red mix itself, I also bring down the curtain that's behind Cheryl. This is obviously Miss Cheryl Birch, Bend It Like Birch on Instagram, and I don't like that effect because like I said, I wanted it to have, you know, a little darken in here of the outfit itself, but not darken in the curtain behind her, so that it still feels like there's some separation. So that's where Photoshop will come in. And so we'll do an initial black and white. And just do a black and white thing right there. And see, if we crush all the reds here, it will be way too much. You know, you can't have her stand out at all. But what we can do instead is do a quick selection, select subject, and I'll do this very quickly, but actually that did a pretty good mask. So what I want to do now is actually, and this will be weird thinking about it this way, in this initial aspect, because we actually want to do a hue and saturation and layer just on okay, there we go. I wanted to make sure and we're just going to play with the reds. So I want to darken down the reds, and as you see, that just affects the reds on Cheryl's outfit itself, and doesn't affect the reds on the actual curtain behind her. And we can also play with it a little bit so that it's not quite. So if you see, so actually, yeah, really screw up the color because it just does the reds here. And that really messes with the color, but that's why we're in black and white. And let's do just the master itself. Kind of tone it down a little bit, but not too much. So this was one of the first shoots that I did with Riho Searhouse, and I loved this black and white photo. It turned out so good. And this is actually basically straight out of camera almost. Yeah, I barely tweaked anything. Like, I think I just did a little bit of stuff with some contrast and like pulled the highlights down just slightly, as you see, because I didn't want it. I wanted a contrast, but I didn't want the like big Sin City effect of like absolutely nothing and then like super bright whites and very blacks, because that would look more like this, which has a cool look to it, but it wasn't the look that I wanted to go for. This one was intentionally completely overblown. This is with magenta black. We're doing a vampire-esque photo shoot. So yeah, what actually inspired this was Miss Cheryl Birch, Bend It Like Birch, posting this photo actually of her and Cassandra, and I just love how this all turned out. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and follow me at Knocked Out Films on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks.